Hello and welcome to Scotty Hall on YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about something that I feel like has died in the WWE or wrestling in general, which is the tag team division. And I've come together with my top 20 tag teams to ever grace any wrestling ring in history. So we'll get started. At number 20, I have Beer Money, which is Bobby Roode and James Storm. You know what they've already done. And at 19, I have Doom, which is Hacksaw Butch Reed and Ron Simmons. They really tore it up in WCW in the mid-90s and early 90s. At 18, I have the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, which is Gene and Ole Anderson, and later came Arn Anderson. They really tore it up during the 70s and 80s, and they were just really a great, great tag team. And at number 17, I had the Midnight Express, beautiful Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey, and later came Sweet Stan Lane. They were managed by Jim Cornette, multiple-time champions. At number 16, I have the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags, which was a great tag team and great for the time that they were in wrestling. At number 15, I have Demolition, Axe and Smash, who doesn't know that if you're a wrestling fan? And at number 14, the Rock and Roll Express, which is kind of the alternate of the Midnight Express, which was Robert Gibson and Ricky Morton. So they had multiple title runs too. They were also managed by Jim Cornette. And at number 13, the Fabulous Freebirds, Michael P.S. Hayes and Jimmy Garvin and Terry Bam Bam Gordy. They arranged the Fabulous Freebirds, but Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes were the Fabulous Freebirds, and they were a hell of a tag team. And at number 12, I have the Rockers, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, which we all know what happened there, but they were one of the greatest tag teams ever, in my opinion. Number 11, I have the New Age Outlaws, which is, Billy Gunn and Jesse James. Whatever his name is, Road Dogg, Jesse James. My bad. You guys know what they did. Number 10, Harlem Heat, which is Stevie Ray and Booker T. They were, multiple WCW champions, and they really did good, in my opinion. At number 9, I have the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy. So we all know what they did. And at number 8, the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and Undertaker. They didn't really have a lot of title runs or anything, but they were just a badass tag team. And at number 7, Edge and Christian. They really had a lot of runs, and they stayed together for a long time, 5-second pose and all that stuff. They just were really entertaining and really good for the business. And in my opinion, one of the best. Number 6, DX, which is Shawn and Triple H. We all know what they done, and they just were really, really an awesome tag team. Two of the best ever, And then number 5, the Hart Foundation, which is Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. They were managed by Jimmy Hart, and just one of the greatest wrestling families in history, And number 4, I have the Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott Steiner. Some of my favorite wrestling I've ever seen was from the Steiner brothers. The first time I ever seen the Frankensteiner, it was just insane. I'd never seen anything like it. And Rick always barking like a dog, and they were crazy. They were a good tag team. And number 3, Team 3D, Dudley Boys, whatever you want to call it. They're just a badass tag team. Get the tables. That's all I can say about that. And number 2, Road Warriors. Everybody knows Hawk and Animal. They were multiple champions everywhere they went. What a unit, what a tag team. Somebody that you can trust when you tag them in, that they're going to have your back. And just one of the greatest ever. And number 1, the number 1 tag team, in my opinion, the Outsiders, Hall and Nash. And why I say this is because the influence that they had forever on wrestling was the fact that they came into a company, totally overran it, and and just ran it the way they wanted to. And what better way to have a tag team come into a new organization, being part of an old organization as the Clique, and then just carrying on and starting a whole revolution, a whole era, a whole just genre of wrestling and how it was. In my opinion, the Outsiders, the greatest tag team ever. I want to thank y'all for watching, and remember, we all have a video camera, we all have internet, and we all have an opinion.